Alright, it's been a minute since I've given you guys an update on the Pi network cryptocurrency, which I did a video about it yesterday. But a lot of you guys have been asking me to update it, really talk about what's happened since then, and really talk about what the future is with this app. Because there is a lot of people who think that this is a scam, there's a lot of, weird information about how Pi really doesn't have a future and how they're moving too slowly. So I want to dispel some of the myths, talk about what the developers have released to us in the last couple of weeks as far as their roadmap, where they're going, and explain to you what Pi is if this is maybe your first time hearing about this cryptocurrency. So first off, if you've never heard of this before, you should definitely check out my first video, which I'll put a card and a link in the description for, so you can kind of get more in depth. But to put it really simply, basically Pi is a cryptocurrency, where you download an app, you open the app every 24 hours, you click mine, and then you can close the app. So the mining actually doesn't take up any processing power on your phone. So it doesn't need to stay open, you can add people to your security circle. And that will boost the amount of Pi that you get each hour, and the more people you refer to the app, the more that hourly Pi occurrence goes up. And so this kind of works as an incentive system to get more people, more users into using app. This is also going to allow the coin to be distributed more fairly. So what's the point? What's the incentive for the developers? How is this coin gonna ever have any value, especially if it's just given away freely? I'm going to get to all this later on in the video. We're going to talk about the FUD. And whether or not this is a scam. And really, what is the purpose for the owners to really allow people to freely mine cryptocurrency and get the Pi coin? But first, I'm gonna give you guys an update on where Pi is at. They did a Q&A recently. And then they also gave us a little bit of a Q2 update. So let's just jump right into it. So right now Pi has 19 million users. Now that caps out at 100 million, which basically means that until it gets to 100 million users, everyone will be able to mine Pi on their phone. But as soon as that 100 million mark gets reached, nobody's going to be able to mine just through their phone, or I'm sure they could change it. But that's currently the plan, or it'll be a lot less of a reward for you to mine each day. So the incentive is that people who are getting in early are going to earn a lot more Pi than those who join after the 100 million mark. And right now we're at 19 million. Okay, so let's jump into the Q&A a little bit, so we can see what the developers are talking about. The first question was, when will the Pi wallet have the real Pi inside? Because again, if you don't know, right now, Pi is in the test net phase. And we're waiting for it to go into the main net. So the answer is, when Pi main net is live, that's when you're going to have real Pi inside of your wallet. Right now, the Pi that you see in your wallet is test Pi. Now from what I understand, that really doesn't matter. The test Pi that you're gaining in your wallet is going to be credited at the same level when it goes main. So if you have 1000 Pi by the time it goes to the main net, you're going to have 1000 real Pi when it goes to the main. So they said that the aim for Pi to go to the main net is by the end of the year. Now, this is a pretty cool update because we really didn't know when the main that was coming. It's kind of just been this thing like one day. And so now we have a kind of a tentative rough date. And that's Q4 of this year, which is pretty exciting. Also, you guys didn't know they're actually testing a lot of different things with Pi right now. Now, we have third-party apps, we have the Pi browser. And basically, this is kind of giving a foundational, test arena of how apps are going to work, how the transaction is going to work, all that kind of stuff before, we go to the main net, we have to get all that ironed out. So the next question is, how much is the transaction fee right now to send Pi, and it's 0.01 test Pi. And then they also say during congestion transactions with higher fees are executed before transactions with lower fees. So that's a similar framework to Bitcoin or most cryptocurrencies. Okay. So the next question, obviously, is where did the transaction fees go? And what did they actually used it for? So this is what they said is actually pretty interesting. They're currently accumulating all of those transaction fees in an inaccessible pool of burnt Pi. So they're basically burning the transaction fees. This is always kind of good news. Obviously, we're not in the main net yet. So there's no actual value to Pi isn't being traded on any markets. But once cryptocurrency does start getting traded on exchanges and does have a value, having a mechanism where some of those tokens are burnt is really good, because it decreases the amount that's circulating, that decreases the supply, which usually makes the price go up. We've seen this with BNB before. That's one of the reasons that BNB has skyrocketed. So this is good news. And hopefully, they keep this in the ecosystem. They might change it, they might make it so that it doesn't get burned. But at the moment, they're planning to have those transaction fees burnt, so yeah, as I said early in the video, a lot of people are pretty irritated because they feel like it hasn't moved very quickly. They've seen a lot of the cryptocurrencies launch, and it seems like every week there's a new cryptocurrency, and it seems like those cryptos just fly to the moon immediately. But what people are not realizing is a lot of that cryptocurrency, these have been in their testing phases. And Pi is just doing that publicly. So you're seeing the test net, or the other coins that are seeming to launch in just a week, have probably been in the test phase for 6 months, or even a year to really iron everything out. So this is actually what the developers said last week on the app. So developers said in Q2, while keeping up with the work on the test net and the growth, the core team has been focusing on building and improving Pi utility platform, the necessary infrastructure for building the Pi ecosystem. We always believe the real value creation will occur in utilities and applications. Thus, the development of the utility platform has always been a very important strategy at the Pi network. So this is very good news. Because one of the reasons a coin, other than just pure speculation, of the reasons that a coin will actually accrue value is that people are using it, especially on apps or dApps. Decentralized apps, when people are spending a coin, or when people are using a coin to transact or even play games, whatever it is, it makes it so there's more volume of that coin used each day. And it looks like Pi is basically right now testing different third-party apps and also allowing people to develop on the Pi network. And hopefully, what they're saying is that in the future, a lot of people will come over to Pi and be developing different apps, especially with that really exciting 0.01 transaction fee. That's so low, and Pi has moved so quickly, that it could be a really good platform for a lot of app development. So currently, if you look at the app marketplace that's available with Pi, there's really not too much. And that will change in the future, especially as they get closer to the main net, and probably contact more developers. But there is one really interesting test app that's happening, which is called UPi. This is a third-party marketplace. And basically what it is that you can go into the app, and you can spend your Pi on all sorts of different things. Whether it be e-gift cards, like buying a chip out like gift card, or a Target gift card in exchange for your Pi. And then there are actually physical items too. So I'm sure that none of this is actually happening quite yet. Like, I'm sure people aren't selling their TVs for Pi yet. This seems to be more of kind of a test phase. And maybe they're just showing a proof of concept. But this app is kind of floating around there. I haven't used it yet personally. But it does look very exciting. And if people started using it, it would be pretty awesome. I'd say for me personally, I'm looking for Pi to go on the main net and then go on exchanges. So that actually does have a value, and then possibly can sell that Pi for US dollars or trade it for another cryptocurrency, maybe stack up more on Bitcoin or Ethereum or ADA or whatever other cryptocurrencies. But if they did have marketplaces where things were exciting, maybe I would exchange a fridge, put a gift card, or if they had some very interesting apps, like other cryptocurrencies have some really cool dApps on there, for example, like farming games, or like any sort of game really where you can use your Pi to buy resources in the game and then grow more resources from the resources that you purchase. That's the kind of use case where I would spend my Pi, and that would also lock more Pi up, which would then drive the price up. This is all speculative, we really don't know what's gonna happen yet. So we have to keep an eye on the space. Okay, So the last thing I want to address is there are a couple of posts, for example on the cryptocurrency Reddit, where people are saying Pi has to be a scam. So I wanted to actually read one of the posts that got a lot of thumbs up and a lot of attention about what this person kind of said with why they think Pi is fun, and kind of give my reactions to those pieces of fun. Okay, so this guy says obviously, it's clear scam to me, there's no blockchain active, not even a temporary ERC20 chain that can be moved later. The tokens are virtually pre-mined and are divided by users by logging in the account. Pyramid marketing scheme. The more referrals, the more hash power you got. They're creating a value out of the user base and hoping with the actual launch that the community will value this token. But how is that going to happen, because there's no supply and demand? And finally, he says the users that are backing this token up have one thing in common: they missed the Bitcoin Ethereum train. They hope that this will be the next big thing. Okay, so real quickly to wrap up this video, let's break down each one of his points. The first one is that there's no blockchain active at the moment. This is pretty normal for a lot of cryptocurrencies that are in their test phase. Again, Pi's doing it publicly so that we can all kind of follow what's going on. But a lot of cryptocurrencies don't do it publicly. And that's totally fine. It's not like you immediately need to put your brand new cryptocurrency that you're ironing out all the details and really figuring out what the plan is as you move along. You don't have to put that on, Ethereum, or the Binance Smart Chain, or anything like that. It totally makes sense to have a test net before putting it into the main net. And that's actually pretty common practice. As the second problem, that tokens are pre-mined. Pi's really cool because sure, the people who got in, maybe when there were only 1 million users, are gonna have way more people, way more coins. And people who are jumping in right now 19 million. But people who jump in right now at 18 million, you have a lot more coins than people who jump in at 100 million. It totally makes sense that you're incentivized by getting in earlier. But it doesn't mean that the people who jumped in at 1 million have 90% of the coin. It does look like they're trying to distribute it well and equally so that it's not centralized in any, 1 or 2 wallets. And this really does give a lot bigger of a chance of it having a lot more of a price action once it does get listed on exchanges, because there's not like Dogecoin 5 wallets that hold 70% of all the coins. So the last 3 things that this guy's mentioning can all be dismissed all at once. 1, he says it's a pyramid marketing scheme. So are almost every cryptocurrency, project, you have to get people excited about it. And one of the best ways to get somebody excited about your coin is to have them start using it or to have some in their wallet. If you've heard of airdrops before, that's literally free coins that are just dropped into people's wallets. They didn't do anything about it. But it doesn't mean that that coin has zero value. It's maybe $1 or $10 worth of airdrop coins. That then gets the person to say, oh, I have $10. I'm gonna look into that blockchain. And maybe they start buying that coin that the guy airdrops. It's the same kind of the idea here. They're trying to incentivize you to bring your friends on. And then your friend goes, hey, I have like 1,000 Pi, and I heard they're developing and they're going the main net. And like 6 months, I'm gonna keep pressing this button once a day. Maybe I'll refer a couple of people. And the more users they have, when they go to the main net, the more of those people who have just a couple of coins, the more excited people are going to be, and the more volume is going to happen as people are transacting, because people are actually using the coin. As far as where's the value going to come from? Is the value just coming from the user base of people using it? You could make the same argument with any meme coin really, like if you look at like Shiba Inu coin, or if you look at, I won't say the word, but the Sea Rocket coin. I think you know what I'm talking about. Those have gone from, fractions of a cent to 300,500% gains. And does that mean that those really aren't valuable? No, because if you put 10 grand in there, you'd have 50 grand after it went up 500%. So this argument doesn't really hold a lot of weight. Because the more people who are using your network and who are actually transacting in your cryptocurrency or even speculating on it, the more the price is going to go up. Okay, So this is my short update of what's happening with the Pi network. It does seem like everything's going according to plan. As I said, they are planning to go to the main net by the end of this year. And if you don't feel like you want to use this app, then just don't use it. That when people are saying that this is a scam, or it seems fishy, it's just like, don't use it. All it costs is you open an app once a day, and clicking a mine, and then closing the app and forgetting about it until the next day. It's not like you have to invest money or anything like that. If that was the case, then I'd say sure, it might be a scam. But I don't know. It cost me about 15 seconds a day. I have around 7,000 Pi. Who knows, maybe if that Pi is worth 50 cents, I have $2,500, maybe it goes up even higher, I have more. Who knows, or maybe it's worth noting. And no skin off my back. It really didn't take much time or effort on my part. I'll keep updating you guys on what's happening with Pi as they come out with more updates and the roadmap gets more clear. If you want me to cover any other cryptocurrency project, let me know in the comments below. If you want to sign up for Pi, I'll put my referral link in the description below. It'll give me and you a little bit of reward. I appreciate that. You also don't really have to use that if you want to just go and download it on your own. That's totally cool, but I'll put the link in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I put a lot of effort into the videos that go up on this channel. I try to discover research that no one else is talking about in the cryptocurrency market, so subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Hit that notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, it helps to get out to way more people, and comment below. Are you using Pi right now? Do you think it's a scam? Do you like it? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you sexy investors in the next video. Guys, just before the video end, if you guys didn't start trading cryptocurrency, there is a best platform to start trading known as Paxful, which is one of the safest and trusted crypto exchange platform on the world. If you guys want to buy some crypto, you guys can buy from the Paxful. Link in the description.